confirmed Ninja nerfs bugs and changes the most annoying update in a long time by Apollyon. Let's see what he has to say.
This was one of the most annoying updates that we got in a long time. The last
I mean, I don't know about that. Okay, I think like this is a very harsh statement. I think it is. I mean, personally, or didn't affect me a lot, or I didn't see it like as a. I think like some positives came out of it.
major update that came in December was freaking fantastic. It came with the gem counter, it came with the enchant feature, among so many other good stuff. And some of those stuff is now broken. With this update, for example, you can see the screenshot on the screen. The first feature that this update broke is the gem counter. And with skill by 4-player party have an increased chance to drop gems. You gained 12 unbound gems today. This is not a correct message. This is incorrect message. The correct message looks like this. Enemy skilled by
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I was gonna say. It's like nowadays, even though it appears that you had like 12 unbound gems, you didn't. So the counter is kind of messed up. I don't know why. Maybe it's counting like people from your party as well. But whenever you have this message here, you have reached to a maximum of unbound gems for the day. When only if you have these, then you reach to the maximum. Okay.
4-player party have increased chance to drop gems. You gained 12 unbounded gems and have reached the maximum of unbound gems for the day. So they managed to even destroy one of the best feature with this update among some hidden for other classes as well. Something we're going to talk about in a sec. But people are complaining about the gem counter now, and half of the gems are considered somewhat bound, and other half is considered sellable. That is another bug. And speaking of the gems, it seems like the market prices are still not going down. So it is possible that this was another hidden change that was not mentioned.
What do you guys think about like the gems in general, like being a bit more priced up? I mean, like if you're trying to push the resonance and you're probably you're upset because you cannot buy as much. But I feel like from a free to play perspective, where these is like the only things that you majorly sell, it is quite nice for us. I'm gonna be honest on that.
Anyway, I just don't believe that no one in my server is purchasing these gems, and so like prices can stay at 800. I just don't believe that. I have a feeling this is the new prices because my server has like a 20 player over more than 20, I would say, at 8k resonance and more, and so many 5, 6, 7, 8k, and prices are just not going down. And if I try and sell my gem, I just cannot update. But anyways, let's dive into some hidden nerf for other classes. For example, there's this person left me a comment on YouTube that I asked other players on Discord who played the Crusader, and they confirmed that
yeah, so they changed like the blind, right? Like the shield glare from like 2 seconds to 3 seconds. I think like 3 seconds maybe was a bit like, you know, overtuned. Yeah, exactly as you guys are saying in the chat, right? Like it was a bit too much. I feel like 2 seconds, it is fine. It is fine. It's not like game breaking to this, like it is gonna be fine. Crusader is still gonna be fine with that.
Yes, this is enough, a minor enough for the Crusader as well, for their new offhand Essen, shield glare Essen.
I feel like what people don't like in general is that these nerfs are not exposed on the patch notes, like on the Chinese, and I feel like this is just like a miscommunication between like the Blizzard team and the netties and all these things. Like they are just not communicating like very well all the nerfs and the hidden things. And even like, for example, as we were speaking about like the runes, obviously the runes, and if you've been playing for a while, you know that the runes got shadow nerf, but no patch at all we saw these being mentioned, and there's like a bunch of like these adjustments that come into the game that they just adjust it and they just don't say anything. And I feel like maybe that's where like Apollo is saying like the people just get annoyed. It's annoying because maybe you were expecting a nerf, or like you got nerfed without even knowing.
And reducing the blinded duration from 3 seconds to just 2 seconds. Again, this was not mentioned in the Chinese and English version of the patch notes. And of course, there are some hidden changes for other classes as well, which were not mentioned. A complete butchering of Monk and the Necromancer, then some changes.
So on the Monk, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, if they nerfed like the damage of the skill, but what they did was they fixed the bug, right? They fixed the bug that there was like with 2 answers on the Monk that was creating a lot of like a big burst coming out of it, and this was not supposed the way it was gonna work. So now they fixed the bug, and now because of that result of the fixing that bug, now Monk is doing less damage. So I feel like if they realize that, what they should have done, in my opinion, is like, okay, we corrected the bug, it's not working as this, but to compensate a bit, we're gonna boost slightly here the damage on these specific instances. And I think like that, maybe they will still like get nerfed like slightly, but not as harsh as they were. Because like if you lose like 30% of your damage, especially in PvE, that kind of blows, man. So we never want that.
For the Windwalk Tempest, if you drop the Windwalk and try and activate the idol, it will not let you. It is a minor change, but they should have mentioned that in the patch notes. Has the more
𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 super chatted €19.24. Switched to Crusader. Thanks for the inspiration.
Yo, Lau. No problem, buddy. I hope you enjoying Crusader, man. Thank you so fucking much, man. Holy shit. Thank you, man.
Transparency with the community and the players. Right now, all we see or try to do is find these hidden changes, and it is getting insane. And speaking of hidden changes, they promised to increase the density of the monsters, and instead what they did, they end up reducing the spawn rate of the monsters in open world. I personally I won't be getting affected by that all that much. I have a ton of material sitting in my inventory, enough to keep on using.
So I've been going around the world, and I don't see that they actually nerfed it. You know, like obviously we saw that there was like that specific spot that didn't have a lot of mobs, but I've been going around the world, it seems like pretty much the same, or like in some areas like more populated. So maybe like the mobs are not like in the same places that we were supposed to do, but I don't see. I see like I don't take it as a nerf, to be honest. Like, oh my god,
great later.
No.
That is going to be affecting the new player, so I don't see the logic why they end up doing this.
I think this here is not true. Like from what I saw, and if you really go around, you're gonna find out it's like not true.
Buff for the spawn rate, and they didn't even mention it. Instead, they said we are going to be increasing the spawn point. Instead, they end up even removing some. So
fake news, chat.
Doesn't make sense, at least for me. Another thing, we go check out the Vanguard.
Because what I saw Paulion doing is like he went to one spot and he figured out like there is no pack mob there, but if you go around and you actually explore the world, like you're gonna see like all these don't change, or like there are some areas that are more dense.
Season, I believe so, has ended, and the next season is starting in somewhat 3 weeks. So if we click here, this is the season has ended. The highest Vanguard charm that I had was 20, and I can get some material. There we go. I can claim my reward. It has a weapon, and it has a mystery equipment, legendary. And now if I click on this, season 3 will start on March 20, 2025. And there we go. This was not mentioned in the patch notes either, that the season will be ending. We all thought that the new season will be starting over, but it seems like it won't be starting over. They're going to start a new season with the next mid-year update that will be dropping on 20th of March or between that time, and it will come with the
new Vanguard
really
season.
Change. I'm not going to Like I said that nothing good came with the update. There was some good stuff, but honestly, all the hidden nerfs and stealth nerf to the classes and butchering of monk and necromancer, a lot of angry players out there right now, and some players
I feel like, okay, here's how I see it, man. Yeah, like I was not happy whenever they nerfed Barbarian Undying Rage. Obviously, I don't agree with it, but I don't get angry, man. It's just like, man, yeah, it sucks, but I guess I'm just gonna have to play something else. But like, I feel like if you get to a point that I see some people get like very upset with the game, they get like very upset whenever they go, yo, lol, thanks so much for the member, man. Mid spender, thank you so much, man. Whenever like they you just like, if you get angry over a video game and like very emotional, maybe you just need to take a step back. Because it is not healthy, man. It means like the world, like your world, it is consumed by the game and is like taking a lot of like your emotional energy. So if you are in this state, that I also really like Diablo Immortal and I am emotionally invested, but whenever you see yourself like getting a lot of like negative feelings because your class got nerfed, or like, yeah, you have all the right to be upset, and I've been there, man. Like I know how it feels, but it's just like not worth it. You just hope like maybe in the future they're gonna change or some other build will come up, and there's nothing else you can do. Getting upset is not gonna change anything.
player even saying we are taking a break now and see how things will turn out. So no idea who the freaking heck running this game. No communication with the community, what they actually wanting, and just hammering everyone who.
So I will say something. And I like Apollyon as a person, and we had a conversation, but like I feel like the community that it cultivates, like with these with the thumbnails and whatever is trying to cultivate, is like a very everyone that wants to complain about the game usually they gets attracted by this, and personally, I mean, I also have my fair share of like disappointments and things that I don't like about the game, and I also like go and farm like a bit of drama here and there, but I don't do that constantly, and whenever I do, I think I need to have like some very valid points to criticize it, like, deeply. So whenever it comes to this patch, I will say that obviously the Eden nerfs, it is not okay. It is not the first time that something like this happens. So at certain point, it's just like I'm already getting used to because like so many Eden nerfs happened, and players figured it out, this and that, and yeah, you can lead to some people getting upset here and there, but then like I just move on. I move on from it. I try to find something else that is gonna make me continues to have fun with the game. Or if I'm not really have fun with the game, man, there's a bunch of games like out there that you guys can have fun. So cultivating like a community that you are fair and you can be negative, but also it's like praise whenever someone does something good, and be critic about when something is bad. I think that's fair. But if in anything, any patch, any update, anything, like you're always like negative about stuff, then I don't think like people will take you as seriously. And that's why like before, whenever I used to be a player, I didn't used to be like a viewer of Apollyon, just because of like that point, because it felt like it was not like a lot of times fair to the game. And it felt like, imagine there is 9 things that are good and there are 1 thing that is bad, and I know that the video is gonna be about the bad thing. It's his way to do YouTube, and I respect that. I'm just like not a vivid fan of like that content. And here, like, one of the reasons why sometimes I react to Apollyon is because I also like that he has like a different perspective, or sometimes he also has like some good like insight, not insights, he has like some good connections with like these Chinese guys or whatever, and it can get like like news faster than me. Probably like he's more invested and he has like these whistleblowers, which is nice. It's nice for me and for our community to get informed. But videos like these, like we're watching right now, it just feels like it's farming like negativity and saying more or less the same that he said yesterday, and it's just not adding anything new, you know. So I just don't see like the good impact that can come out of this, except that he gets like his ad revenue.
Was basically enjoying the class. I believe the original patch notes were not bad, but then they absolutely destroyed the Necro and Monk. And another thing here, they mentioned that the Inferno 5 bosses will have less than this combat rating requirement. I might have a screenshot on your screen. When I first read the patch notes, the CR requirement for these bosses were different, but the final version, another thing which
I feel like absolutely this is something that Blizzard has to fix, right? A lot of like miscommunication, a lot of like very lousy, not how do you say, like I don't know how to say in English, but it's like lousy mistakes, losing mistakes, something like that. They keep doing this, and then people will just like try to capture all the things, you know, like and then they just gonna squeeze in. And I feel like this is just something that Blizzard, in my opinion, can correct like so easily. It's clearly a miscommunication happening on the teams. And I agree, absolutely they have to fix this. Because like whenever you're dealing with passionate gamers, they are like super passionate about the game. They're gonna criticize everything if you fail, which is okay. But at some times, like, it is what it is.
it wasn't accurate and was somewhat hidden lie or whatever you guys can call it. This update has been one of the most annoying to deal with. A lot of like angry players, and I would say they are angry for the right reasons, and I would stand with the community.
Chat, are you guys angry? Be honest, are you guys angry? Because like whenever like we see there's a lot of like these statements, there's a lot of players angry, like, or I live in my own bubble where I don't see a lot of these. I see like some people upset that you know, their class, or disappointed that, you know, Necro was so fun like for these days. But it's like, obviously, even if you were a Necro, you know that it was absolutely busted. It was absolutely busted. Like, you knew that like the fun was gonna run out, you know. It was just gonna run out. And like it was so clearly that he was gonna get nerfed, and he needed to get nerfed. Like, if you think that he didn't deserve to get nerfed, then you're just like absolutely biased to your Necro thing, and you just don't care anything like anything else than yourself, you know. Because like, especially in PvP, like the main hand and the head was just like being completely broken. It's fine. It is fine to break the game for a few days. I don't mind about that. Everyone had a bit of fun. But if that bug continued for months, it will just have like a lot of negative effects. I also don't think at the same time that they should have nerfed to the ground, where now that spec, it is pretty much useless. I disagree with that. I think like a certain, you know, tweak, like fix the bug that was happening, make it work as intended. I don't think they had to go like the extra mile to nerf it, because it was cool to have a one more build to play, and I was actually excited to try it. But now, you know, I got the answers, and now I cannot even try it because it absolutely sucks. So it is weird. The ability to change easily to the class makes me not mad. I can just try something new. Yeah, that's what I do. But I feel like also that's not the majority of the players. The majority of players, they like, I will say that 70% of the players, they always play with the same class. So whenever your class gets like nerfed, it is a big thing for you. So yeah, I also will say that Diablo Immortal is definitely a game that, in my opinion, you will have a lot more fun if you just like keep exploring.
At least that is my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below what I end up missing. My apologies if I missed something, but I'm signing off. See you all in the next one. You guys have a great
All
day
right.
later.
Chat, if you guys want, please go there, drop him a like. Apollyon, even if we don't always agree with him, he has and he offers like a certain type of content that he always adds value to the community. As I said, like he brings the news. He adds his takes. Not always we have to agree with each other, but always be respectful, chat.